Welcome to the Ask Junior Daily Judgment Podcast. I'm Priya Sharma, and joining me today is Arjun Gupta.
Hello, everyone. We're excited to dive into today's important judgments. But before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our podcast if you enjoy our daily legal breakdowns.
That's right. Your support helps us reach more listeners and continue providing in-depth analysis of the latest court decisions. Now, let's get started with today's case. Our focus today is the case of Basudev Dutta versus the State of West Bengal and others, decided by the Supreme Court of India on December 5, 2024. This case raises crucial questions about citizenship, natural justice, and the rights of individuals serving in public service.
Absolutely, Priya. This case has the potential to impact how administrative decisions are made and how individuals navigate their rights within the system. Let's break it down for our listeners.
First, let's understand the key facts. Basudev Dutta, the appellant, came to India from East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, with his father in 1969. He was just 16 years old at the time. His father had a migration certificate, which is crucial in establishing one's right to be in India after the partition.
He went on to have a successful career. He completed his education, obtained a certificate in ophthalmic assistance, and was appointed by the West Bengal government in 1985. For 26 years, he served as a paramedical ophthalmic assistant, receiving yearly increments and benefits.
Now, here's where things get complicated. In 2010, the government served him with a memo stating he was unsuitable for employment based on a secret police verification report. They gave him 10 days to respond.
Despite submitting his defense, he was terminated from service with immediate effect in 2011 without any formal inquiry. Imagine being suddenly dismissed after 26 years of dedicated service.
This is where the legal questions come into play. The Supreme Court had to analyze whether his termination was justified and if the government's actions violated fundamental legal principles.
Let's dive into the legal questions in detail. The court had to determine if Basudev Dutta could establish his claim to Indian citizenship based on the migration certificate and other documents.
The second question was whether the termination order, issued without reasons or a personal hearing, violated the principles of natural justice. This is a key concept in administrative law that guarantees fairness in government decisions.
Right. The third issue involved the massive delay in police verification, 25 years between his initial appointment and the verification report. This delay significantly impacted his pension and service benefits.
Finally, the court had to decide whether Basudev Dutta was entitled to pension and other service benefits despite the termination.
These are all fundamental questions about an individual's rights and how they are affected by administrative decisions. Now let's delve into the court's reasoning, which is the heart of this case.
On the issue of citizenship, the court focused on Section 9 of the Foreigners Act of 1946. This act places the burden of proof on the individual claiming citizenship. The court recognized that Basudev Dutta's grandfather was an Indian citizen by birth, making his father eligible for citizenship under Section 4 of the Indian Citizenship Act of 1955.
The court reasoned that Basudev Dutta, being a person of Indian origin, would be entitled to citizenship by registration under Section 51A of the Act. This section requires a person to be an ordinary resident of India for 7 years.
The court also highlighted the 2019 amendment to Section 2 of the Citizenship Act, which specifically addresses cases like Basudev Dutta's, acknowledging the legislative intent to not treat such persons as illegal migrants.
The court emphasized that the relevant authorities need to act promptly in processing citizenship applications, considering applicable laws and documents, and ensuring that there are no undue delays.
Moving on to the violation of natural justice, the court found the show cause notice and termination order inadequate. Neither document clearly specified why Basudev Dutta was considered unsuitable for employment.
The court held that reasons are crucial for any administrative order. They are the heartbeat of the order, ensuring transparency and fairness.
The court also pointed out that the failure to provide Basudev Dutta with the police verification report hindered his ability to effectively defend himself. This is a violation of the principles of natural justice, which requires fairness in administrative proceedings.
The court referenced precedents like Mazharul Islam Hashmi versus State of UP, emphasizing the importance of a personal hearing before termination, especially when serious consequences like loss of employment are at stake.
The court ultimately found that the government's actions were arbitrary and illegal, violating basic principles of natural justice.
Now let's discuss the 25-year delay in police verification. This delay is a significant issue that the court addressed, highlighting the negligence of the administrative authorities.
The court noted that police verification should be completed within 3 months of an appointment. In this case, the verification was submitted only 2 months before Basudev Dutta's potential retirement, rendering him ineligible for pension despite his 26 years of service.
This delay demonstrates a lack of diligence and concern for the individual's rights, which is unacceptable. The timing of the verification, just before retirement, is especially concerning as it impacted his hard-earned benefits.
The court even went beyond the specific case, suggesting the need for clear guidelines to ensure timely completion of verification processes, addressing a broader systemic issue.
This leads us to the final question of service benefits. The court acknowledged that the termination order was deemed illegal due to violations of natural justice. Therefore, the question of benefits had to be addressed.
The court considered that Basudev Dutta had received satisfactory service reports and regular increments throughout his tenure. The court reasoned that the belated discovery of unsuitability cannot retroactively invalidate his past service, especially when the delay was due to administrative laxity.
This brings us to the final decision of the Supreme Court. The appeal was allowed, and the High Court's order was set aside.
The termination order against Basudev Dutta was declared arbitrary, illegal, and in violation of principles of natural justice.
Importantly, the court ordered the West Bengal government to pay all the unpaid service benefits to Basudev Dutta within 3 months of the judgment.
The court also issued directions to police officials in all states to complete inquiries and file reports regarding the character, antecedents, nationality, and genuineness of documents of candidates selected for government service.
These reports need to be submitted within a stipulated time as per existing laws or within 6 months from the date of appointment.
The court further directed that appointments should be regularized only after the verification of credentials.
This judgment has significant implications for administrative law and the protection of individuals' rights within the system. It clearly outlines the importance of procedural fairness, timeliness in administrative processes, and the accountability of government agencies.
This decision also reiterates the importance of upholding the principles of natural justice. This case serves as a strong reminder that individuals cannot be denied their rights and benefits due to administrative negligence.
The court's decision in Basudev Dutta versus the State of West Bengal and others establishes a strong precedent for future cases, emphasizing the need for a fair and just administrative system.
And that wraps up our analysis of today's judgment. We hope you found our discussion informative and engaging.
Before we sign off, we'd like to remind our listeners once again to like, subscribe, and share our podcast. Your support means the world to us and helps us continue bringing you daily updates on the most important legal decisions.
Absolutely. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow for another exciting episode. Until then, this is Priya Sharma.
And Arjun Gupta, signing off. Thanks for listening to the Ask Junior Daily Judgment Podcast.